The Ministry of Health announces 53 new confirmed COVID-19 cases. And the global death toll from the virus soared past 109,000 this weekend, with more than 1.7 million reported infections. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq exchanged 2 phone calls with His Excellency President Mahmoud Abbas, President of the State of Palestine, Chairman of the Executive Committee of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, and His Royal Highness Prince Charles of Wales. During the phone calls, the Palestinian President and the Prince of Wales expressed their sincere wishes to His Majesty, the Sultan, of good health, happiness, and long life, and the Omani people for the progress and prosperity. On his part, His Majesty exchanged his sincere feelings and best wishes of good health and long life for their people for further progress and development. The cooperation relations between the Sultanate and both the State of Palestine and the United Kingdom, and the efforts made at various levels in combating the spread of the coronavirus pandemic and mitigating its impacts on mankind, were also reviewed. His Majesty Sultan prayed to Almighty Allah to protect the whole world from epidemics and sickness. The Ministry of Health announced the registration of 53 new confirmed cases with coronavirus COVID-19, which brings the total number registered in the Sultanate to 599, including 109 recoveries. The Ministry of Health calls upon all to adhere to the isolation procedures by staying in an isolated room with an attached toilet and serving the isolated person from outside the room as instructed. The Ministry also advises all citizens and residents to keep on washing hands with water and soap, as well as avoiding touching the face, nose, mouth, and eyes, and follow the hygienic habits when coughing and sneezing. Public Authority for Small and Medium Enterprises Development, RIADA, invited entrepreneurs to market their products in Zed Oman electronic platform, which was launched to ensure the continuity of SME businesses. The platform aims at providing alternative marketing outlets during the current adverse marketing conditions due to COVID-19 preventive measures. The new reality brought by COVID-19 pushed the state to order the suspension of businesses. However, the e-platform reflects the state's efforts in offering alternative route for SMEs and entrepreneurs to resume their businesses, taking into account the necessary health requirements. The launching ceremony was attended by media specialists and SMEs entrepreneurs who have joined the event online through video conferencing application. More than half of the world, over 4 billion people, are in lockdown wild, as governments scramble to halt the pandemic's deadly march across the globe. The death toll from the virus soared past 109,000 this weekend, with more than 1.7 million reported infections globally. The United States was quickly emerging as a hotspot as well, and yesterday marked its own grim landmark of more than 20,000 dead out of around 500,000 infected. The U.S. is now the highest death toll and the most cases out of any country in the world. New Orleans and hardest hit New York saw a slowdown in the number of new infections, deaths, and hospitalizations offer a shade of hope. Spain saw its daily death toll drop for 3 days straight, but today reported a slight spike again with 619 fresh fatalities. In Britain, the death toll continued to mount and fatalities are likely to soon top 10,000. Virus-stricken Prime Minister Boris Johnson was released from hospital today after he was admitted for coronavirus last Sunday and spent 3 days in intensive care. Iran today announced 117 more deaths caused by the new coronavirus, with the nationwide toll climbing to 4,474 since the epidemic broke out in the country. A health ministry spokesman announced that 1,657 new infected patients have been discovered across the country over the past 24 hours, bringing the national total to 71,686. Iran yesterday began reopening government offices after a brief nationwide lockdown to help contain the virus. The country is battling the most severe coronavirus outbreak in the Middle East. Russian medical teams were today continuing their work at a field hospital set up by Italy's mountain infantry in coronavirus-hit Bergamo. The field hospital, operated by 200 medical experts from Russia and Italy, is treating 24 patients at severe stages of the coronavirus infection. A Russian military official said 4 patients had recovered and had been discharged from the hospital. The Russian mission to Italy began after President Vladimir Putin offered the aid in a telephone conversation with Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte on March 21st. Italy has reported 152,271 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 19,468 deaths. Mask producers in China have adopted to an increase in orders from overseas and stricter quality inspections from Chinese regulators. Wuhan Zonsen, a producer of masks and disinfection wipes, said orders from European countries and the United States have increased to 10 times than before the epidemic. The order is worth $50 million and is field production until June. Cynthia Yi, global marketing manager of Zonsen, said the company plans to add another 5 production lines to increase their daily production from 200,000 to 700,000 masks. In the manufacturer's warehouse, workers wrapped up boxes full of KN95 masks to soon be shipped to the Netherlands. Wuhan on Wednesday ended a 76-day lockdown, allowing residents to again travel in and out of the city. Yi said over 60 workers are back to work and living in a designated hotel to avoid infection on an increased salary. Still to come, a news bulletin. The Ministry of Arts Affairs launches Your Creativity from Home competition.
Non-compliance with the directives of the Supreme Committee dealing with coronavirus COVID-19 exposes you to risk and legal action. Stay safe.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate Oman Television. Muwasalat announced its continued support for the national efforts and actions to minimize the spread of novel corona COVID-19 that affected the country and the rest of the world. The company stated that it transported over 2,500 students and citizens from Muscat International Airport to institutional quarantine facilities in the Governorate of Muscat. Muwasalat also has taken initiative to transport the citizens who have completed the isolation period to their respective wilayats based on the procedures set by Shelter and Relief Sector in the Governorate of Muscat. The company affirmed that ferry services from Wilayat of Shinas to both wilayas of Daba and Khasab continue to transport oil, byproducts, essential items and foodstuff. Passenger transport services for citizens of governorates of South Sharqiya and Msandam are still operational. Special Economic Zone Authority at Duqm has issued terms and specifications for staff accommodation in the zone. The institution aims at providing unified specifications and terms that offer the minimum requirements for sound and appropriate staff accommodation in the zone, including health, safety, and environment requirements that covers the drawing, construction, and operation stages. The staff house specifications are in line with local and international requirements, which also cover preventive measures against communicable diseases in accordance to the latest amendments of the law on communicable disease control. The Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth announced that over 35,000 cattle will reach the country port this month. The ministry pointed out that the local Oman market has sufficient cattle from last month imported from Australia, Sudan, South Africa, and Somalia. The ministry also revealed that over 130,000 sheep and over 8,000 cattle entered the country's border last month. The ministry affirmed that it will continue to meet the local market needs of all food products for both citizens and residents in the country to counter the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. Your Creativity from Home is a competition launched by the Ministry of Arts Affairs, and it is in line with the call of bodies concerned to stay home to limit the spread of COVID-19. The competition aims to attract the individuals and youth with great talents in drawing, Arabic calligraphy, digital arts, video editing, photography, in addition to theatre, cinema, including traditional arts and music. The Ministry of Arts Affairs also called on the artists and photographers to contribute in donating their works, as they will be available for sale through social media means, and the profit made from them will be added to the fund supporting the combat of COVID-19 affiliated to the Ministry of Health. This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before going to tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan, through 2 phone calls, reviewed the cooperation relations and efforts exerted in combating the coronavirus pandemic with the Palestinian President and Prince Charles of Wales. The Ministry of Health announces 53 new confirmed COVID-19 cases. And the global death toll from the virus soared past 109,000 this weekend, with more than 1.7 million reported infections. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here, stay home, stay safe. Good night.